Okay. Hi. Dean asked me to show him how to make tortillas. So I decided to have Will, hi Will, thank you for your help, help me make a video about tortilla making. So we've put on Mexican music. We have a little candle for ambiance. None of those you need. But what you do is you start with 3 cups of flour, and you do 10 tablespoons of Crisco, and then I get the salt and I do this at about, that's probably a little too much. You don't want to be grossed out by too much salt. And you just sprinkle that in there. And you smush that in. And then you start kneading it until it's all mixed together. Video. I went ahead and heated up the water. And here's the water over here. And it's 1 cup of water. And I make a little hole in the middle, like that, and I pour almost the whole thing, but not quite. And then you just mix that in a little bit. And as you can see, it's starting to moisten up, but it definitely needs more water. So then you put the rest of the water, or at least a little bit more. And I keep adding it until it's the right consistency. And I'm going to show you what the right consistency is. So basically, you're making a big ball. And it won't, it doesn't stick to you. And everything's moist. So that's perfect. And then you grab a section. And you roll it up in a little ball, and you just drop them. Okay. So looking at that, I had a little bit of water left, so I didn't use it all of the whole cup. So you just kind of wait and see the consistency you want, and what you want it to be is to where it's nice and moist. I have a clean dish rag. I'm going to get it a little wet, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So here's our warm towel. See the smoke? Or the steam? I guess it's not smoke.
They can't.
And you just do that, and you let it sit. Making the meat for the tacos. And this is just basic. This isn't anything fancy. It's hamburger meat. So I'm basically just browning the meat first. And what I do is I kind of let all the fat kind of drain over on this side. And then I get a couple of paper towels and I just kind of let that sop up. I add onion. Like in those fancy cooking shows, I pre-cut the onion. And let those saute in there a little bit. So that's pretty, the onions are pretty well cooked. And I throw in some garlic. I don't cook the garlic a lot. I just kind of heat it up a little bit. And then I put, I shouldn't put that in there. It's garlic salt. Put a little bit of cumin, not a lot. I put chili powder, and basically what I do is I take the cap. And that's probably plenty. Stir that around. If you're lazy, or or you're busy and you don't have time to chop everything, you can get a can of Rotel tomatoes and drain all the liquid out and use about half of it in with the cooked meat, and that works just as well. This is a little cilantro. You don't have to do that, but you can. And there's your taco meat. So now it's time to roll out the tortillas. And I put a little flour here, and I kind of put the bulk on the outsides and just a little bit on the inside. And I take a little ball and I go like that. Put a little flour on the rolling pin. And you kind of start in the middle and go out. So you start in the middle of the circle. And Aunt Zonia will tell you that my tortillas are not round, by the way. And they're not. They are however they end up is what they are. And this has to be really hot. The griddle has to be really hot. And it's not quite there yet, so I'm going to put these here while I'm rolling them. And then wait till that heats up a little bit more. Tortillas, and this is pretty warm. It's really actually very hot to touch. So just throw them on. Okay, so as soon as they start to bubble, you flip them, and then they start bubbling. If you don't like bubbles, you can put a spatula over them, and that'll flatten them out. But I personally like the bubble. And you're set. And we have some beans, we have our meat, we have some avocado and tomatoes and cheese. You can do sour cream and whatever else you want. Mwah!